Hello, everybody, and welcome to Quad Shop Podcast. You know who it is. It's Roan T, and it's Aiden. We're here. We're lively. We're feeling the buzz today.
Buzzing.
What
Come
are you
on.
sipping on? What are you sipping on?
I got a spinny lemon spin drift, guys. What do you got?
I'm trying out this new bean. So
A stew? Is it a stew?
it's a stew with a little bit of MCT
Oh,
oil. I'm really excited for today's podcast. As we said last episode, we're gonna start it off with the Buzz of the Day segment.
yep.
This is our episode number 7. Okay.
Episode 7 of Quad Shop Podcast.
So
Uh,
the basis of today's episode is a little bit different. We're actually going to be breaking down our lingo. Now, I'm sure if you've watched the podcast, you've heard us say things that have no meaning to you, and you're
mhm.
probably wondering
What the fuck does that mean?
what does it mean? Why are they saying that? Are they okay?
Are they
Uh,
mentally and physically stable?
Yes, we are. It's an
We
inside
are.
joke. We got a little bit of lingo, and we want to break it down for you guys so you can feel a little bit more connected and understand the
Yep.
background and the
Behind
velocity of
those
these
words.
inside jokes because they're funny, man. Okay, and
They're
we
awesome.
we we find
Yeah.
joy from them, so you guys will too. We're gonna break it all down here for you today, and we have stories to go along with each little lingo. So I'm really
Each
excited about
word
that.
has a meaning. Yeah. Each phrase or word has a story behind it. So we're excited to talk through that with you guys today, and super stoked to be back, man. Episode 7. I'm out, as you can probably tell. I'm not back home anymore. It was
Yeah,
great staying to the in-person pod. I'm back in San Diego, 65 and sunny. So cheers to that. Hope everyone's doing well today,
dude.
and having a
Cheers,
killer week. So
cheers to our first virtual
it was
podcast.
virtual. Cheers.
First
Hey,
virtual
cheers, brother.
podcast. We got it all figured out, and I'm sure now, as
Yep.
we mentioned last episode, we have new equipment. We have new microphones, and
Audio interface.
yep. So as we mentioned last episode, we got that equipment, and we're utilizing it now. I hope you guys are benefiting from it, and I hope it makes the experience of our podcast that much better. So why
Let's
don't
go, guys.
we?
Let's go. Tune in, bro. Come
Come on, brother.
on.
Why? Why don't we go into the buzz of the day? I know you're gonna take the lead on this one, Ron. So
Yep.
let's hear
I'll
it.
cover today's buzz of the day. Hey, guys. I hope you guys are fucking buzzing because we are. All right. So like we explained in our last podcast, buzz of the day can either be a quote. Most of the time, it's going to be a quote. It could be a news article that resonates with us or a funny video online. So today, I'm bringing you guys a quote. Shout out. This is I wrote this down on my notes on my phone. Kind of like a little catalog of those. Just like whenever I'm feeling kind of or down or I want some inspiration, I'll go there and I'll kind of dial in and look at those and make me feel more connected and more I don't even know how to say it, but just better, maybe
Yeah.
to cheer me up or anything like that. So this one, shout out to this person, Wicked. She's wicked close to me. Been in my corner for a long time. So this one is from her, and
Respect.
I'll read it. Yep, respect. And I'll read it out loud here today, and then I'll get Aiden's opinion, and then I'll kind of follow up off the top with anything that Aiden doesn't cover. So tune in, guys. Here's I want you to think, maybe even close your eyes. Just think about this as I say it and how this resonates with you. So here we go. Life is about daring greatly. Don't let past shame or shame in general from past experiences or failures stop you from daring to be great. Because not a lot of people dare to be great.
Mm.
Now, I love this quote, and this is why I want it on our buzz of the day. Um, and
It's
I
a
think
great
this,
quote.
yeah, and before I hand it over to you, Aiden, why I also put this in there is that this is pertinent because a lot of people are having, New Year's resolutions, goals for 2025. And I just want to make sure that everyone out there, they're not, I guess they're not letting anything like past experiences or shame or disappointment or failures hinder them from being their best version of themselves. And that's Aiden and I are on this journey of doing that and enlightening everyone else around us that we're no more special than you guys, and we're trying and everything we can to live our best lives. And I think as should you. So this is why I'm bringing this up today. This resonated with me. And I just want everyone out there to use, to do their best and live up to their potential, and you're
Mm.
only on this earth for very select amount of time, right? So it's up to you how to use it. And I think once you're right there, you have everything you need. It's just a little flip of the switch, and that you have that true awakening of, oh, okay, And I think my goal is for everyone that's a good human being is to understand that and get to that point in life and manifest and create their own reality because it can be done. So, Aiden, what do you
Okay.
give me your thoughts on that in this quote?
I love that out of you. I'm gonna ask you to read the quote one more time before I can come back and respond to it.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm gonna close my
Life.
eyes.
Okay, here we go. Life is about daring greatly. Don't let any past shame or shame in general from past experiences or failures or disappointments stop you from daring to be great because not a lot of people dare to be great.
Okay, that's a great quote. It touches a lot of things. First thing, how I kind of took it was everybody wants to be great, right? Every person has the thing that they want to be great at. And maybe you don't know what it is, but you still want to be great in some way. And that's amazing, right? To have that source inside of you that you can access at any time, the feeling or the pursuit of greatness. So, that being said, I think it's really, really important to, like the quote said, not let, past experiences, failures, or shame get in the way of becoming great. Okay. So, we've touched on this a lot in this podcast, but, we can't say it enough. And I can't tell myself this enough, actually. You don't want to let that shame or past experiences get in the way. You want that shame or, the past experiences, those things you want to be able to use those to your advantage, right? So now you're going to be taking something away from that. Now you're going to be using it as fuel. Now you're going to be collecting knowledge on these experiences and using them to further pursue your greatness, right? And yeah, the quote did end with not a lot of people dare to be great, but like I said, everyone wants to be great deep down. So dare to be great. You have to take that leap of faith. You have to jump, and you have to trust yourself, right? And boom, again, coming back to the failure, coming back to the shame. If you end up failing, now you have more tools in the box. Now you have more knowledge to go forward, okay? So use that to
What do you
your
call it? Your
advantage.
cookie jar?
The cookie jar. That's from David Goggins. Cookie jar.
Yeah.
You pull from it. When you need it the
Whenever you
most.
need that extra motivation, you're down bad, you're thinking, oh, this will just be another failure. You pull from that. You pull from all those past experiences and you just keep going.
Yeah.
Because what are you going to do at the end of the day? You're just going to shell up and give up and be like, all right, this is my life. No.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's not to
Right.
say like the life that you created for yourself isn't great. You know what I mean? Everything you've done up to this point is great, and you should applaud yourself for that. But go further, okay? Push harder. It's good. It's really good, and I love.
Why go
I love that
further and
quote.
push harder though? Why? Why do you think? Why? Why should we tell our audience to go further and push harder? Why?
You owe it to yourself to be the best version of yourself, right? So those ideas, those goals, those aspirations are totally achievable and obtainable. It's up to you to do that, and every day is an opportunity to, get closer and closer. So,
Yep.
Those words can resonate with you, or it could just be, you've heard it 1,000 times and it doesn't really do much for you. But just know that it's real and it's possible, okay? And me and I don't want to speak for you, Ronan, but I think we're both learning that and applying it ourselves. And we have the proof, so it's good. It's really good. I love that quote. Dare to be great because you're worth it, and
Yep.
you're special.
I mean, it takes it takes action, right?
Mm-hmm.
And not a lot of people want to take that action, and it's hard. Don't get me wrong, it's hard, but you just got to do it. You got to do it for yourself, your loved ones, your family, and for the limited amount of time we're on this earth, I'll keep going back to that. I mean, it's something to think about every day. You know, wake up and I know you always say this, Aiden, but wake up and you're grateful every day,
Yeah.
right? You woke up.
Yeah. You woke
So
up. That's it.
then it comes back to it again. Like, how do you want to feel at the end of the day? Do you want to feel accomplished? You want to feel good about yourself when you're putting your head on that pillow at night? Um, how do you want to feel, right? And like, if you're taking actions to be great and become the best version of yourself, then you're going to feel good about yourself, and in turn, it's going to create a positive environment, and you're going to start, having that. I like to call it, dude. I come up with this new thing, like the aura farming. Good aura, like just maxing. I'm just aura maxing, on the daily, right? Like, I'm on aura farming. I've been aura farming. So that's what it's about, man. That's our buzz of the day segment, guys. Take what you want from it, but I think that was a good little segment.
Yeah. Thank you, Ron T. Appreciate you, bro. That was a good quote.
Yep.
And shout out to your person that's close to you that shared that quote with you, because that's awesome. That's special. And it stuck, it resonated, and now you're here saying it. So that's what life's all about,
Yep.
man. That's what life's all about. I love it. I'm buzzing, man. This coffee's good. Shout out.
What do you got, Chief? What do you got?
I got a nice stew. So this is Bullet coffee. It's the Focus
Yep.
Energy blend. It's good. A little MCT oil. It tastes great. Would recommend it. How's your Spindrift?
Good. I like that mug, dude.
Oh, my mom got me this mug.
Mm.
She brought it back from her trip to.
Shout out your mom.
I believe she got. I think this was Guatemala, but it's a nice mug. So
Did Buzzcut get that one, or?
Buzzcut got the same mug. So that. And speaking of Buzzcut, this brings me to our episode. Lingo
Yikes.
breakdown, because we got a lot of stuff, okay? And we had to write up a little Word doc, try and recall. And we're not even touching everything here in this Word doc, so we might have to go off the top. And,
Do you want to?
Okay, so I think.
Okay.
I think the most influential, shattering lingo that really was the foundation of a lot of laughter, a lot of smiles, and it just kind of shook the world here. Striper. Do you want to tell the audience about Striper?
I want to tell the audience about fucking Striper. Striper.
Yep. So if you hear us yell Striper
or striped bass, tag that lure,
largemouth bass, really, they all kind of fall under the category of this story. So, Roan, take away.
Here we go. Striper. So this is a good one. This is probably one of our this summer when I was back on Cape, we used that a lot. Striper, there he is, there he goes. Something like that. Just activate everything, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So how's it? So Striper, this is a good one. Good story behind it. So long story short, I went on a fishing charter on the Cape, back on the Cape off of Provincetown with I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Cape Cod Baseball League, the Orleans Firebirds, like pretty prestigious collegiate baseball summer league. If you've vacationed on the Cape, you've probably been to one of these games. But so I actually, one of the kids that was playing on the Orleans Firebirds, I played summer baseball with way back, so I knew him. And his host parent for the summer was the Orleans Firebirds mascot, the guy who dresses up in the bird costume. So he's really not their official mascot, but he shows up to every home game. In a full bird costume, and he stands at the top of he stands at the top of the hill, spreads his wings and his costume, and screams random shit basically at the top of his lungs. So we go on a fishing charter, and we go on a fishing charter, and we're fishing for striped bass off the edge of the boat, and he's just hilarious. Like, this guy's crazy, and obviously he knows me, he remembers me from it. So we all drove up together. So.
Well, let me interject here. You really get him going. So every time Ronan goes to a Firebirds game, he stands next to Birdman. And
he's like a parrot, dude. I'll go.
He dresses
he
full
repeats whatever
costume.
he repeats whatever I say. Like, I go yeet, he goes yeet.
So yeah, Ronan will stand next to him, yell stuff, and then he'll repeat. And yelling, and they get each other going. So continue.
Yeah. So we're catching striped bass, and that was our experience. So every time from here on out, like after that, I would show up to a Firebirds game. I would say to him, like, I'm like, hey, like, get. I would stand next to him and just like for pure entertainment to go, hey, like get a striper here, striper. Like I would try to bait him for him to scream it. And then, hey, striper, here we go. He's on. He's got tagged that lure. He's out there. Striper, come on. And he would get so fired up sometimes. I would try to bait him enough where I flip that switch, and then out of the blue he'd be striper, and just go off the top so loud. So it's a crazy saying. We mix it once in a while just to kind of fire each other up because we both know the origin. So striper, large, it doesn't really mean much. It's just kind of activation. So
Yep.
like this is lingo, right? So just in our lingo, inside joke, kind of striper, like activate, get each other fired up. But one time it was an away game, and I think they were playing at Dennis Yarn with DY, and I went up to Birdman, and he was like in the bleachers, just like incognito, and I triggered him, bruh. I was like, largemouth bass, to see if it would trigger him because it's a fit, like largemouth bass, like it's not a striped bass, but it's a largemouth bass. And I go, hey, get it, largemouth bass, and sure enough, he stalled for a second, and then he yells at the top of his lungs, striper.
And that video has wreaked havoc.
Yeah. So I have a video of that.
It's so funny. It's so funny.
So that's where striper comes from.
Striper's a good one. It'll always get you smiling, always get you going.
Yeah.
Why don't we go into evap?
Let's go evap. So
I'm gonna take the reins on this one. Okay.
Oh boy.
For obvious reasons. So evap is something that I curated to Ronin specifically. Now, the reason I did this was a mix between, I used to be a mechanic and, evap systems and stuff like that. So it was sitting in my head with a different definition. But
evaporate.
I've redefined it for Ronin, evaporated, shortened. And the reason I call Ronin evap is because sometimes I'll be speaking to him and I'll go on this long tangent or be talking to him about something, maybe it's important, maybe it's not, but I can always tell when he's not listening. So if you ever hear me yell evap on this podcast, just know it's me calling out Roan. And even if he, now he calls me out on my evap, so it's good. But basically, yeah, it's it all started, and I think it was in Hawaii. We were in Hawaii, and I think
we were driving.
We were
driving.
I
was like,
in the RAV4.
We had a full conversation, and like I didn't pick up on a word of it.
Yeah,
and I was just like on my phone, just scrolling, and he's like, "Dude, did you get?" If you guys don't know Ado, he's very punctual. He's very meaningful with what he says. So it's like, he expects you to listen, right? Rightfully so. So,
well, yeah, I listen to you. You listen to me, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I can kind of be in my own world, and
yeah, I mean everyone can, but you especially really just fucking stir.
So,
that.
Anyways, yeah. So it was like it was a long. Yeah, it was stew, dude. It might have been a long travel day before. Or like we were. Yeah. We packed our days in Hawaii so I was like probably pretty tired, like just chilling on my phone, and yeah, you were talking to me, and I was like, wait, what did you say? After like a 2-minute like dialogue, like monologue from you, and you were like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Man.
So now I know, and now I'm prepared. I go, Roan, do I need to repeat everything I just said? What was the last thing you've heard? There's kind of like a structure to evap, so I kind of know what to do and how to handle it now. It's some good stuff. So evap, that's a really good one. You'll probably hear me use that, even though you don't really evap on the podcast, which is good, right?
Yeah, I would hope not. Why would you ever, but that's a good one. So guys, evap is short for evaporate, like evaporate into thin air, like go. And then wait, do you want to go? That kind of leads us into going dark. That's another phrase.
Oh, I love. Okay.
Going dark.
So I'm gonna take going dark as well because I just blurted it out one time.
Dude, well, it was in California because
no,
when you were
visiting, it was road
spent
trip.
All this time together. Road trip. Oh yeah, we were like in the car. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I remember specifically when I said it. I had landed in Denver. We went into to Crested Butte and Gunnison. We had our day, and then after that whole day, long day, we had like a 9-hour drive to Zion National
Park. Utah, dude.
Yeah.
Shitty drive.
So
it was a nice drive, but it was like 2 a.m.
Yeah, it was a late nighter. But
We were going like 110 in the Honda Ridgeline.
go. Okay, but yeah, so it was probably like 6 or 7 hours into the drive, and I wanted to play music. Verone didn't want to listen to music. We kind of said everything we needed to say already. I don't think I had headphones, so we were both just kind of evapped next to each other.
We were
And
torched.
yeah, we were
spent
torched.
a lot of time. We didn't expect to spend that much time in Colorado, but obviously we linked up with the homies. But like,
Yeah.
so now, guys, we have a 8-hour drive from middle of Colorado to the southwest corner of Utah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and we're
we haven't
6 to 7 hours into the drive.
we're so fucking tired, dude. Like,
Yeah, we're
it's
tired.
like,
You said something to spark conversation, right? And I can't remember exactly what the conversation was, but we were conversating, and I think I started pissing you off or something. I was being a prick. And you started kind of like being one too, off of my energy. And all of a sudden, like middle of Ronan's sentence, I just go, going dark. Just interrupt, completely interrupt, just going dark. That's it.
over it. You were over it, dude.
Going dark. So
Shut up.
going dark is it's a funny one because that's how me and Ronan, like when I wanted him to shut the fuck up or he wanted me to shut the fuck up and we both needed some alone time, but we couldn't like physically get alone time, we just say going dark. And then it became a source of laughter. So we just started saying it wherever we went.
Overusing it. I knew that was going to happen too. Dude, we'd be walking down the street like in Pacific Beach in San Diego, like the bar, and like it would just be pretty chill and normal. And like, all right, we'd like have a normal conversation, like, oh, yeah, that was cool. Like, where are we going? Like, what do you think? Like, and then one of us would be, all right, going dark.
Going dark.
It'd just be
Going dark.
hilarious. After just like the most normal conversation.
It's like, oh, where do you want to get pizza? Maybe we'll go grab a margarita, margarita pizza around the fucking block. Okay, going dark. Just out of nowhere and fly into conversation. So it did start with like a good purpose, but then it led into kind of just, lingo. So we love that one. We love going dark.
What other ones do you want? So as you guys can kind of see, or basically, so key to our lingo, right? The Quad Shop Podcast, Aiden and Roan, our lingo is basically add ER to a word and stretch out the pronunciation.
Yep. Blitzer.
While saying it with the ER. So like this is more Quad Shop. This is our lingo.
That came from Striper. I think that's where it all stemmed from, was Striper. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like a chest thing.
Then I'd add it to any other word, like oh man, like okay, so this goes into our next one, like the blitzer, right? Yeah. So this is, I think, someone like who's blitz, meaning like hammered or drunk. It'd be like, oh man, blitzer, there he goes, like there he is, a blitzer, like so that's kind of like the origin of our lingo. Pretty much add ER to anything and just stretch it out and get fucking fired up. It's hilarious, dude. You can do it. So
it's good stuff. So
yeah. Do you want
on the ERs? Why don't we go into Kerber?
Okay. Such Kerber,
and then we'll go into Blitzer. Blitzer.
All right. So
you invented Blitzer, so why don't you invented both Blitzer and Kerber? So why don't you take the lead on Blitzer and Kerber?
All right, Kerber. So I curbed my truck tires once, and I think this is on a road trip, actually, a few months ago. And Aiden I think you did. Aiden,
I did.
Shouted out. Yeah, I curbed him, or we watched someone curb their vehicle, and then Aiden just shouts out, Kerber.
No, it was you in the ridgeline, parallel parking. I forget where we were, but I just heard the scrape of the wheels. Just Kerber came out heavy. So now anytime we see someone hit a curb, we yell Kerber. It also just makes an appearance out of nowhere for no reason. So
we stir.
Yeah.
Like stir.
Yep.
But and sometimes we'll be like, oh man, dude, that guy's a fucking Kerber, bro. Like we'll add that one and just call someone. Kerber can also mean like, oh, that guy's like an idiot, something like that. That can also mean
it's like the act of hitting a curb can be someone's persona. Right?
Yeah, that guy's a fucking, you know what I mean?
We've all hit a curb, so anyone
Kerber, anyone can be. But takes one to know one, right?
Yep.
Blitzer.
Blitzer. That was all you,
Someone
man.
who's just like, this is also another word, guys. I hope, let's put this in the fucking dictionary one day. Blitzer, because it's another good one. It's like meaning someone who's just like either like really drunk. Oh, the guy's blitzed or blitzer. There he goes. Or someone who's just absolutely torched, right? Like just smoked mentally. Like, oh, gee, look at Blitzer over there. Fucking, there he goes. Blitzed. Like, like you
Blitzer.
can kind of, yeah, like Blitzer. Or what about, remember in the casino in Leaner?
Oh, gee. Yep. Leaner. Oh, leaner. That was a leaner. So, okay, I'm gonna roll back for this one. So
Go back to Vegas. In Caesar's Palace in Vegas. Let's go Leaner here.
this was Caesar's Palace, and we were rolling through the slot machine area, and we saw
D-Gen Center.
Leaner. So Leaner was a woman with a cigarette ashtray placed on the slot machine and a drink placed on the other side, and she's full lean. I'd say probably an acute angle of approximately like fucking, let's go 55 to 60 degrees acute angle lean, okay? And a cigarette like hanging out her mouth, like totally just drooping, things lit, it's smoking. And
Yeah.
she's hitting the button on the
just slap
on the slot, but she's slapping it, but she's leaning, and she's not hitting her cigarette, she's not sipping her drink, she's just fucking She's leaner.
Smoked.
So leaner. That one's leaner. Oh, that's a good one. Holy shit, I forgot about leaner. So yeah, that can kind of play into Blitzer because you're just, and then rinsed. That guy's fucking rinsed.
Yeah,
rinser. Yep. So rinser, Blitzer, and leaner.
Yeah, say how, like, next time, guys, like, you see someone out and they're pretty drunk. Oh, rinser, there he is. There she goes, rinser.
Rinse and repeat, right?
That can mean like a bunch of things.
Yeah. Rinse and repeat, kind of we just go on it.
Yeah, rinse and repeat. Get going,
So those ones are good.
All right.
Why don't we go into Fibbo and Abruzzi? Fibonacci and Abruzzi, right? You want those?
Fibonacci, Abruzzi.
This is a big one. Another one from the road trip.
How about you take this one?
I'm gonna take because both Fibonacci and Abruzzi come from a TV show that I watched called Prison Break. John Abruzzi is one of the main characters. He's like a mob boss, but he's in jail. And then Fibonacci is the guy that put him in jail. So they got some major fucking beef, right? So I'm Abruzzi, and Ronan's Fibonacci. That's how it started. I'd go, oh, Fibbo. What are we thinking? What are we doing? We grabbing a stew, Fibbo? Let's go around the block, Fibbo. Come on.
Also, a stew is also another word for either a beer or a coffee, depending on the time of day with us. We'll say it. I love that word. Okay, you want a stew? You want a brew? Stew?
We'll go stew. Yeah, so it's just Fibbo. It's like a nickname for Roan. Roan T, Fibbo. Those are all good nicknames for Ronan. Roan tees, because I'm a barber. I lined up his goatee one time. I said, this is not a normal goatee. This is a Roan tee. Okay, so it was good. Yeah, so Fibbo, and then Abruzzi, like we abuse that one, huh? Tell them about your coffee shop.
In public, dude. Yeah. Well, in public, like I think in our last few days in San Diego, I don't think I ever heard my name once. I was just called Fibonacci. And then I called you, hey, Abruzzi, like, and we'd be in public just getting people going, like, you'd be so purposely loud, like, hey, like, Fibbo, like, are you want to go see Abruzzi, or, like, just, people would look around like, what the fuck? These guys are some Northern Italian motherfuckers. So,
Yep.
So that's where that stems from. That'll be out, Shout out Cafe d'Italia, one of the best Italian coffee shops in San Diego. Shout out my guy, John Franco, the owner. He's the man.
Thank you, John.
He's a legend. He's from Italy. He's Italian. He looks like Kelly Slater, actually.
Bro.
But his name's John. But his name's John Franco. He's the fucking man. See him every day. He's the homie. So I started one day, like, we've got a good relationship. So I started one day. I didn't even call him John Franco. I literally call him now. His name, I just say, hey, like, when I roll up for my morning brew, every morning quad shot, I go, hey, what's going on, Abruzzi? Like, what's up? You good? Or I'll go, hey, Fibbo, what's up? Fibonacci. Like, so literally, I'll just call him. His name's John Franco, but to me, and he loves it. I'm like, hey, Abruzzi, like,
To
I mean,
his
Abruzzi,
face,
what's
ladies and
going on?
gentlemen, straight to his face. Let's get that. That's
Yeah,
important. Okay.
yeah. So, he'll have customers in line, and I'll be, kind of in the back. I'll be kind of half asleep, needing a quad shot. And I'm like, hey, Abruzzi, what's going on? He's like, hey, Fibonacci, what? We just talk,
So they pepper.
So
We
that's my guy.
pepper.
Shout out John Franco, dude. I love that guy. He's the man. But yeah, so that's Abruzzi.
It's good stuff.
You're also Abruzzi, so
Yeah.
But anyways,
That's where it started.
What do you got?
Shit. What else do we have here? I mean, we have Liberty.
Do you want to talk about Ice Pick though?
Oh, let's go Ice Pick.
Ice Pick.
So
that's a good one.
Okay, so Ice Pick, Ice, the Ice Stop, right? That was
Dude,
all.
Going to the Ice Stop later, dude.
Yeah, that
like
was.
Ice Stop is like a spot for like when these crackheads picked up their meth.
Yes. So Hawaii Ice is meth, and we saw a lot of meth users, and we were just started yelling Ice, kind of, wherever we went. A lot of the bus stops, there's a congregation of icers, meth users. We call them icers. And we call it the Ice Stop, okay? So we'd be like, hey, man, are we stopping at the Ice Stop on the way to get groceries? Any icers out today? And then that went into Ice Pick, right? So
hey, is Ice Pick over there? Or?
Ice Pick just became a person, right?
Someone who's just cracked out.
Yeah, just cracked out.
Icer.
Dude,
all
Ice
these... the great thing about our lingo, guys, and what want you guys to take from this is that you can use these names interchangeably, like with anything and anyone.
They're free flowing, all of them.
They're free flowing. If anything, like, for example, I was probably not the best example, but I was watching a movie the other day, and I saw this big guy on the screen, and he was funny, and and I just thought of the first thing that comes to mind, quick-witted, boom. Porker. Like
that is porker. Like pork, but porker. We added ER.
Yeah. So and I just started dying laughing. You gotta entertain yourself. You gotta crack yourself up. But add, lingo's important.
Hey guys. Yeah, anyways, this is such an important part of our lingo that I want you to understand, right? The day-to-day life. You could be going through town. You could be going through just life. You know what I mean? And there's a part of you that doesn't want to yell Kerber when you see someone hit a curb. Or there's a part of you that doesn't want to yell rinser when you see someone fucking...
You just have to.
Now, the reason me and Ronan do it is because it always introduces a feeling of excitement, joy, happiness, a little bit of comedic, you know what I mean? So that's why we do it. It brightens our day. And it makes life that much better. So we're pretty serious on our lingo. And yeah, I get it. You probably look a little ridiculous, saying all this random stuff. Are we getting bruschetta? Is Abruzzi going to the clam bake on Tuesday? Because there might be bruschetta. I don't know if I should bring bruschetta or not. But these are the things you have to do, right? A random person, doesn't matter, right? Just... That's why we do it, okay? And you're going to do it in your own way, and that's what's great about it. And we wanted to explain lingo to you guys so you can feel a little bit more incorporated in our podcast.
More connected to us.
More connected.
Yeah. If we start yelling out random shit. But also, this is our lingo's ever, it's changing. It always changes. It's evolving. It always evolves into different words and different things. So, we just wanted to give you this lingo episode part 1. Mm-hmm. So this is emphasis on part 1. There probably is going to be definitely most likely is going to be a part 2 down the road whenever that comes.
Okay,
but
so
we wanted to introduce you guys to our quad shot lingo, and Aiden and I what kind of
it's important to us
when we kind of go off the top. Yeah,
it's really important to us. It's a part of who we are. It's a part of our podcast. It's a big part of our podcast, and it's going to bring a lot of smiles and a lot of laughs, and that's what we're all about. We're about bringing up the vibes. We're about improving life quality. And this is one of the ways that we improve our own lives is our lingo, right? So start incorporating your own lingo, use ours, whatever. Just get
Yeah.
everyone
Expand on it.
going. Just get everyone going. It's
Just
it's a,
everyone in life, man. Everyone you come across, even
so
just in your yeah.
lingo, right? Ronan said there might be a part two, or if we
Probably is
throw,
down the road.
yeah,
There's gotta
right,
be.
or if we just
There will be.
throw like a random new word into the mix mid podcast, maybe we'll break it down right then and there for you.
Yeah, I think
And
that's a good idea.
or there might be
Yeah.
another part two because we had a lot of we had about a full podcast worth of lingo to cover with you guys because we have so much and we've never done one of these. This is our first one, obviously. So we're breaking down a lot of lingo for you guys. We love it. It's it's a big part of us and who we are as friends, and it's a big part of our podcast and our brand. It's the stuff that makes you smile, guys. It really is. It's the stuff that makes you, remember.
Yeah. And do you want to go through life kind of just, whatever? Like, or no, you want to have some fucking fun. Every moment matters.
Mhm.
Enjoy it.
And you know
Take
what?
the
Maybe lingo isn't for you,
entertain.
right?
Yeah. I mean, I think there's lingo for everyone, man. I just think they
Yeah.
need to access it. They need to access that, man, and get fucking going, dude. Dude, I see a lot of people. Okay, this brings me to my next thing.
I love it.
Like
Go, go, go.
yesterday, dude, I was parked right by Law Street in Pacific Beach, my truck, and going surfing. And this dude runs down, booties, gloves, shortboard, pretty serious. Seems like pretty serious. And I go, oh, dude, like, go get some out there, man. Some fun ones. And he was like, just give me a head nod. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
And
dude.
obviously that's not how you speak. You're doing it for pure pleasure, which is literally hilarious. It's so funny.
Yeah.
And the fact that he looks at you and goes is also like that's the
People take themselves too seriously.
that's
though.
it. And that's my point. Like
Yeah.
like the lingo, like I said, you might be a little afraid to start incorporating it into your own life, right? But that guy that you stirred on the beach, what role does he play in your life? The only role that he's played in your life up to this point was a funny moment that you hit him hard with lingo, and he responded in like a,
Like,
like a what the fuck, which makes it even better. It's so funny,
dude, it's
right?
awesome.
So
It's
I
awesome.
love that shit.
It's not like you're
It's
being
good.
malicious or anything, too.
No.
You're trying to be nice.
Yeah,
You know?
it's just
They
funny.
love, like, I think people need that in their lives,
But yeah, no, don't get me wrong. It's important to like sit down, have real conversations, and like
Of course, and we
Be-
do on this,
yeah.
on this in general, yeah. So,
Yeah.
but that's our day to day. Like we'll be going around, you got to have fun,
Yeah. 100%.
But
100%.
they'll definitely be a part two down the road. But we wanted to bring this to you guys just to kind of introduce you to our lingo, our language. Please,
Yeah.
start saying it. It's fun.
It
Kerber,
is.
you get Blitzer.
Dude.
Oh, that guy's Rinser.
I just realized something. So I think that before we really got close and it started collecting this lingo and incorporating this lingo, I was so like rigid, and I was one of those people that so like monotone, kind of straightforward. If I don't know you, right? If I'm in public, like ordering a coffee, hi, how are you? Thank you. Not really stirring the pot at all, right?
Yeah.
And you, as my best friend, have opened my eyes to this way of
Other
life,
world.
right? It's a way of life, and it's so beautiful to break out of that shell and become someone who can flourish in their own happiness and their own comfortability, right? And it's truly a beautiful thing. And correct me if I'm wrong, maybe I have helped you hone and strop your rigidness and the seriousness, right? Because I think we
For sure.
balance each other in that way, and I think
Yeah,
it's a
it's
really
good.
important part of our friendship.
Yeah. No,
And
I 100% agree. I think I think it's a great balance, and I 100% agree. Because if I like, say if we're together, we're getting crazy going with lingo, like we've incorporated going dark, but like when we need to be serious and get to that point, you're like, all right, let's go, and I'm like, all right, yeah,
Yeah.
you're right,
Right.
like we dial in, and we do our thing, So it's
Yeah.
like it's a good balance for sure, and definitely I agree with you on that.
No doubt, brother. No doubt. Yeah,
This is
that's
what
lingo
do you got?
talk. That's lingo.
That's part 1 Lingo, episode 7 of Quad Shot Podcast, guys. Thanks for tuning in again. First virtual podcast, huge success. Happy to bring you guys on board with us. Back in San Diego doing my thing. And yeah, Aiden's killing it back on the Cape, doing his thing, dialing in.
Yeah, we got a
And
lot.
yeah, I think
We got a
that's
lot in store for you guys.
a lot in store.
A lot of ideas brewing,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of things we're gonna incorporate into this podcast. Step by step, we're gonna keep improving, and we appreciate you guys that have been there from the beginning. As always.
Yeah, dude, for real.
Much
Real talk.
love,
Let's go.
much
Yeah, bro.
respect.
Dude,
And
yeah, so stoked, man. I love doing this. I love talking to you guys, and Aiden, it's great to have you alongside here as the co-founder of Quad Shot. So, dude, it's great. I mean, we're gonna keep expanding, keep growing, like Aiden said. I mean, a lot of plans for 2025. We're gonna make it the best year yet, and then keep expanding and growing on that. So,
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's leave it off with a blessing. Everyone watching. 2025, beginning of the year. Things are changing, energy shifting. Notice your thoughts, notice where your head's at. Pursue your goals, write them down, achieve them. Like this is it's the start of a year. New Year's resolutions and stuff like that. So just make sure you're dialed in and you're getting after it. Because you're fucking worth it. I'm worth it. Roan's worth it. Do it for yourself. Make your fucking goals happen. Believe in yourself. And remember, failing is okay. Just learn from it and adapt and grow. It's all
dare to be great, guys.
Dare to be fucking great. Buzz of the day. I really want to go back and touch on that. I appreciate the quote. It was awesome.
Yep.
Really stoked on it. I hope you guys enjoyed the lingo talk. I hope you got a laugh out of it.
Blitzer.
And I hope you now feel more connected to us and our lingo and our podcast, right? Because that was the goal of this episode. It wasn't very like an informative pod. It was more of like, so it was good. We had to throw it in there. And first virtual pod, I thought it went really well. And I'm super stoked to incorporate these new ideas that we have brewing, like I said. We'll catch you guys next week for episode 8. That's Quad Shop Podcast, baby. That's what we do. That's what we fucking do. We love you guys so much. We appreciate you guys more than you know. And, on the up from here, Quad Shop Podcast. Aiden, out.
Roan, out. See you guys. See you on the next one. Let's go.
Yes, Blitzer!
Viper.